Hi, everyone, and welcome to Be True, my podcast about the writing I love and the writing I do. I promise I won't rhyme the whole time. I'm John Tessitore, and today, reflections can be a dangerous business from my forthcoming chapbook, The Dark Ways Mysterious. You can find all of my work at johntessitore.com, including The Dark Ways Mysterious, on June 10th. I'm very excited to show you this new book. I've been holding on to it for a while, but for some reason I feel like it's the right time to publish it. It's a pastiche of voices and styles and character monologues, a collection of fragments about knowledge, sin, creativity, sex, revolution, and damnation. It's a depiction of the many devils who make us human. That's right, the devils who make us human. Homo sapiens, the wise man, the man of knowledge. And yet we live in a world in which some knowledge remains forbidden. In our most important myths, it's the devils who give us forbidden knowledge and the gods who want to keep us in blissful ignorance. Think about Prometheus, or the serpent in the garden, or all of the wonderful writers who find their books banned in the benighted states of America at this very moment. Their crime, in each case, is providing a dangerous knowledge to mere mortals. Their crime is trying to make the Homo more sapien. All puns intended. Now, there's a lot of knowledge we've proven ill-suited to hold. I'm thinking of the half-baked pseudosciences like eugenics, or the willful blindness of our obsession with petroleum and plastics, or the fully baked crime of the nuclear bomb. Or maybe the problem is that a little isolated knowledge is a dangerous thing in human hands. Lots of people die when knowledge is abused or rationed out conveniently, or when science isn't thought through to its logical conclusions, when politicians get a hold of a scientific or scholarly concept without understanding or caring about the context, or corporations ignore the long-term effects of their short-term profits, or an entire nation supports the complete destruction of another nation in the name of peace. In those cases, I feel like Zeus has every right to taunt Prometheus while the eagle eats his liver and say, "I told you these mortals were idiots." Guilty as charged. But that's never the knowledge we seem to worry about, is it? No Texan is trying to ban a book about the oil industry, which is absolutely the greatest villain of the Anthropocene epoch in which we live. But the notion of a personal, private lifestyle that is an alternative to the suburban ideal, the picket fence ideal that no one really wants or has ever achieved completely, that kind of alternative remains largely forbidden. The great knowledge we are denied, repeatedly, the most common way in which our myths are twisted, is always the denial of self-knowledge. And somehow, the forbidden self-knowledge is almost always related to one of two things, and often both at the same time. It's the knowledge of the penis and the vagina. I mean that literally. Actual penises and vaginas, and women's nipples, but not men's, are forbidden. But I also mean that figuratively. Peepees and wee-wees turn out to be the symbols of much more dangerous things, like desire and love and lust and self-expression and self-definition and self-ownership and self-determination. All of that gets humped together, so to speak, in the politics of penis and vagina, and that remains the battleground even today, in a world on the brink of climate collapse, as we watch wars of unspeakable cruelty, while corporations literally pump our bodies full of toxins and then hide behind their anonymity. The thing to worry about is the politics of penis and vagina, of course. As if the answer to all of our problems is to remain prepubescent Homo sapiens. Less sapient homos, even in the privacy of our own bedrooms. Because peepees and wee-wees are icky. Mom told us so. And also because of what self-knowledge, even erotic self-knowledge, brings with it. Again, desire, love, lust, self-expression, self-definition, self-ownership, self-determination, creativity, energy. That's right, creativity and energy. The stuff that makes us sapient. The stuff that makes us human. So The Dark Ways Mysterious is a book that depicts and questions and gives voice to the devils in opposition to the forbidders. It's a book that connects self-knowledge to art and love and the dangerous creative spark in all of us. And Reflection Can Be a Dangerous Business is a pretty good introduction to its ethics. Reflection can be a dangerous business, trusting in vision, in the eyes open. Only the lowly serpent insinuates a solution to dying in the moment of sight, the flesh of our flesh, the mortal everlasting. But perhaps it is the right lesson as I stand here in the lamplight, scanning a tarnished mirror, old silver, clouded silica, half faded, more familiar. Inspecting my aging limbs, stretching my life through my fingertips, as all at once surfacing the dusty glass like a flame that flickers through smoke, the image of a soul the same as the image of a body. Oh yes, I see. The image of the soul, the same as the image of the body. That's a line that joins a 4,000-year-old religious and philosophical battle. The battle over dualism. The belief that our perfect souls are limited by, even corrupted by, our imperfect bodies. The belief that what we are today, right now, is a mere shadow of what we really are, or could be, if we would only purify ourselves. If we could only deny our earthly presence for some ideal future. In this way of thinking, our mere existence here on earth is a corruption. Don't get me wrong. I'd love some purity, some moral certainty. I'd love to live a completely spotless life, I would. And I try in my way. And I do believe in self-denial in many circumstances. I'm not advocating some kind of maniacal will to power. I'm not Nietzsche or Machiavelli. I'm not even Richard Nixon. Hell, I believe that humanity is the most invasive weed on the planet, ecologically speaking. I'm a humanist, not delusional. But I am advocating a different set of standards than the ones we labor under, especially in America. I am advocating self-determination and fulfilling erotic lives and ambitious creative lives for everyone. If that's demonic humanity, I'm advocating more demonic humanity, not less. And I'm suggesting that the politics of penis and vagina, the greatest distraction in American culture, is less about morality and more about social control. In the end, I don't think anyone really cares what you do with your pee-pee or your wee-wee. A denial of my erotic life does not stop a war, for example, or scrub the carbon from the atmosphere. But it does keep me in a very particular box. Heteronormative and bourgeois, pumping out babies, creating new markets, buying shit at an alarming rate, blind to the alternatives. Even worse for everyone, it keeps my world rigidly gendered, rigidly controlled by absolutely arbitrary cultural definitions of male and female, which is how the economy is constructed. And that's why reflection is a dangerous business. Reflection in the mirror and reflection in thought. Reflection that leads to self-knowledge. And that's why the devils of our greatest myths and the authors of banned books are so dangerous, because they give us a reason to reflect. And in reflection, without the mediation of the gods, we confront ourselves and we see what we're really made of. And in our reflections, we may find that we aren't all bad or corrupt, and that maybe our bodies and our desires are positive and healthy and life-affirming. And then, if we're not all bad, why are we submitting to a greedy, warlike, destructive power in the first place? If we're not all bad, who has the right to control us? Oh, I see. And so, in the hope that you take the demonic powers of self-knowledge and self-determination for yourself and put them to good use, this is John Tessitore concluding another installment of Be True. If you've listened this long, thank you. You can find all of my work, including The Dark Ways Mysterious on June 10th, at johntessitore.com. But first, check out Satan's speech from Milton's Paradise Lost. There's just enough good sense in it to make him a very dangerous and seductive character, like all the best villains. Special thanks to me for today's theme music, which I call D-Chord. Maybe we'll talk again, and if you enjoyed this little podcast, leave some stars or a review and tell your friends. In the meantime, I gotta feed the dog. All right, Luna, I'm coming. Woo-hoo!